here in White House, Tennessee. And I'm here with Valerie Webb, Valerie Web and Associates, and I just wanted her to kind of talk to us about what you do and what y'all offer clients.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Yeah.
I am Valerie Webb with Valerie Web and Associates, and we help people with their residential and commercial real estate closings. What we do is handle the closing process. So if Richard is your realtor and you sign a real estate contract, we'll get your contract. We will do we'll do a title search on your property. We also handle the escrow deposits if you would like for us to. And then what we do is we get your title search. We'll look at the title search and see if there are any issues. Sometimes the sellers may have judgments that need to be dealt with, old deeds of trust that haven't been paid off, things like that. We will get that information, get those payoffs taken care of or handled. That will be part of your closing transaction. And then we actually handle the closing. You'll come to our office and sit down with us and sign all of the documents for your closing, including your loan package, if you are a buyer and not a seller. And then what we do is we will record the documents for the closing. So we'll record your deed and your deed of trust, and we will disperse all the funds. And that is something that is very important these days because there's so much wire fraud out there. So we take very good care to make sure that we are sending the funds where they are supposed to go. We check wire instructions, double check those, and we have software vendors that we use who also help us make sure that we're sending those wires to the right places. And so we disperse your funds, and then we will also, if you are getting this, which I highly recommend, getting title insurance, we will issue your title insurance policy for your new property. And
I'll just tell a little backstory of me. I'm 54, and I don't mind being open about this. But my wife and I, we had our first home was built with a company that we weren't familiar with. This was about 1.5 years ago. So that was our first purchase on a home. And I'll be honest, I'll tell you that I didn't know a thing about what was involved in a purchase of a home. I'll be honest. I think a lot of people that have bought and sold a few times, people that they maybe assume that people know the information. But if you're looking at this for the first time, I would encourage you to ask questions. And I guess what I'm going to ask, do you see that a lot? People that are buying homes for first, they have no clue about what's involved and what they got to do.
Absolutely. We do see that a lot, and I think I really encourage people to reach out to great realtors like Richard. Use a great lender who can walk you through the process, and don't be afraid to ask any question that you have. I know it is a very intimidating process, but it's very good to ask questions. I will say, even as a lawyer, I started out doing just commercial transactions, and they are vastly different from residential.
Okay.
And when I bought my first home, I was, I still didn't know all the ins and outs. And so I think it is very, very important to ask questions and make sure you understand what you're getting into when you buy a house.
Title insurance. Tell me the benefit of that. Tell me how that helps a home buyer.
Well, I will say that a good thing about getting title insurance is that we do a title search when you are buying a property or when you're selling a property. But when you're buying, we'll do a title search if you're getting title insurance, and that is the first part of the process, and we end up finding and curing a lot of issues during that process. So when we do the title search, we'll see if there's an old deed of trust that needs to be dealt with, or if the sellers have judgments against them that need to be paid off, or tax liens, things like that. So we take care of all those things on the front end, and then you get a policy of title insurance. And I will say title searches are 99% accurate, but every once in a while they might miss something. Something might be missed, and so that is what the title insurance is for. Is that we have had an issue where a deed of trust was missed on a piece of property, and so there was a lien outstanding that the buyer didn't know about. Well, title insurance is going to help you deal with that issue.
Okay, so that's like a stamp of approval that, hey, everything's good on this. You don't have anything to worry about. and when you get ready to sell your home, then the future buyer can see, hey, there was a
Yes,
title
and they
insurance
will
on this
also
property.
get title insurance again. I mean, it's a continual thing. But yes, you'll get another, your buyer can look at that. And also, if you, of course, keep your records together when you purchase the property, and when you go to sell your property, if you have your title insurance policy, you can get a discount. If you are in Middle Tennessee, it happens probably 80% of the time that sellers end up agreeing to pay for the title insurance policy for the buyer. And so that will give you a discount for that cost if you can provide that to your title company.
Okay.
So yes.
When a client, let me ask you this. What do you see as far as when clients come in? What's the number one thing you see that they either don't have knowledge about? I don't want to use the word ignorant. But what's the one thing that you see, or a few things that you see that maybe they need help? You have to do teaching on, or is there something you see that stands out that maybe for a first-time home buyer that they don't, they're not aware of sometimes, and you have to kind of explain it?
Well, I would say that the number one thing that we are worried about with any home buyers right now is wire fraud.
Okay.
And so we really want to educate people not to just get an email from someone saying, hey, this is where you need to send the wire for your closing, or to send to go by those instructions.
Don't click on the link
Don't
until
click
you
on
know
the link.
that.
Exactly. Call and confirm with your bank, with your title company, because that is the main thing right now that we are worried about.
And I'm just speculating, but I'm thinking, our economy right now is kind of volatile, and in a situation like that, you're probably going to see more of that.
Absolutely.
Right?
It is the number one issue plaguing title companies and real estate transactions right now.
Really?
I just did a continuing legal education seminar, and one of the title underwriters, just like your home insurance underwriters, there are major title insurance underwriters. And so a representative from one of those companies was speaking, and they were just talking about how that is, just one of the main things they see right now is, people are hacking real estate agents' emails, so it looks like it might be coming from your real estate agent.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it is, or hacking, they're just watching. They hack into computer systems, and they're just watching until the right time to send an email to a person saying, hey, send this wire to this, to these wiring instructions. So it is just super important to always call and verify.
I know, Valerie, I want to thank you for your time today. I know that she's a very busy lady, and she is on 31 West. I will put the address and phone number for her office in this post. She's right down the road from our office. 615 Real Estate Associates on 31 West here in White House, Tennessee. I would encourage you, if you have any questions about anything that she said, to please come by, please call her, and just pick her brain about it. But thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Great to spend time with you.
You too.